forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, man, we back. Goodfella Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And yeah, man, I was watching the All the Smoke podcast, and I've been watching it. It's kind of long. The interview they done with Kevin Durant. I'll link it in the description. Around the 16:30 or 17-minute mark, Kevin Durant made comments that's going around out of the whole podcast. It's the comments, and I put it on the screen. Where basically he said that before. I'm paraphrasing, but it'll be on the screen if I remember. He basically said that you know, even before the season, he was ready to leave Oklahoma City Thunder because there was no skilled players on the team. You know, he was the ball handler. He was the only shooter on the team, and that he was tired of playing in that system, you know, because there wasn't a lot of skillful guys there, and people took it as a shot at Russell Westbrook. And I'll talk about that in a little bit, another clip about it. And I've said this before, but I want to reiterate about why the media hated Kevin Durant going to the Warriors and try to separate them. But hey, we back. Goodfella Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Check out our NBA playlist for more videos like this. And I'll be starting NBA Live playlist again after the All-Star break, because that's the kind of when the NBA season actually really get really, really good. You stop the load management and all that. But with Kevin Durant saying that, it's kind of true. You know what I'm saying? They talked about Robertson not being able to shoot. Westbrook never developed a three-pointer. To this day, he still ain't got a three-pointer in. Most people took it as a shot at Russell Westbrook, and by that time, James Harden was already gone. All right, and it was true. You know, the system was him, and he ain't gonna admit to it right now because he don't want to spark up beef between him and Russell. And you know, Russell and his mom is really, really cool, and I think that's kind of why he really don't want to hang Russell out to dry like that. But Russell Westbrook was competing with him a lot of that, and competing for MVPs with him. That's what it came down to. Russell Westbrook was a great competitor. You know what I'm saying? And don't get he was a really, really good ball player, but you know, that team didn't have a lot of shooters. You know, and when you see at the time, the NBA was really coming around to being a really three-point type of league. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the Warriors started coming in, and the Clay and Steph started shooting. That's when the league started turning around, and they didn't have enough shooting. I think they had Anthony Morrow one year, but he really didn't bring much other than, you know, a little corner three. Robertson, you know, Enes Kanter was your classic big man, but he didn't play no defense. Kendrick Perkins was hot garbage after the knee injury in Boston. You know, you could just keep going on and on with players they just didn't have. And you know, he said him and Scott Brooks, the coach at the time, would talk about, you know, how they wanted to lead this league in assists, but it really couldn't happen because, you know, Westbrook was a ball dominant guy. He pounded the ball into the hardwood. You know, Kevin Durant was really the only Swiss Army knife type of player who really was skillful and really, you know, can get his own shot, who really can spot up. And I get it. Sometimes you get tired of playing in the system, and you know, did he really, you know, take a hard shot? When you take the context, when you take it out of context and put it in writing, it looked bad, but the way he said it, you know, when you look back at it, it was true. You know, that team wasn't going nowhere. Scott Brooks and Maurice Cheeks was on the bench at one point. They couldn't control Russell Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't control him. People forget. People act like, oh, KD, you know, supposed to sit in Oklahoma City Thunder and suffer. For one, you in Oklahoma City. Don't nobody want to be in Oklahoma City, no way. Two, you in there struggling. You're not struggling competing against just the Warriors or the Grizzlies or the Spurs or whoever else. You compete. Your number one worst enemy ain't Steph and Klay Thompson. Your number one worst enemy was Russell Westbrook. Nobody want to talk about the truth about Westbrook. Westbrook ain't never gonna win because he don't play winning basketball. Westbrook out there playing for stats. The style he played, he can't get away with it. LeBron can get away with that because LeBron is that good. LeBron arguably may be the greatest basketball player of all time in some people's opinion. Westbrook not that player. You know what I'm saying? So he was right about the comments he made. You know what I'm saying? And people don't like the truth. They always want to say, oh, keep it real with me, be real with me. And when somebody starts spitting the truth, they consider soft or, oh, he complaining. It's the truth. Oklahoma City Thunder didn't have a great system around him. Westbrook wouldn't allow the system to be great. You know what I'm saying? Because once KD got that MVP, it was over with. He was competing with Kevin Durant. That's all he wanted was MVP. Westbrook don't play for championships, bro. Westbrook played for MVPs and stats. He that new age player that they pad they, knowing they may not get a championship, they pad their stats instead. Now, had Gary Payton, Charles Barkley, and, you know, Shaquille O'Neal in the 90s and wanted to pad their stats and say, oh, we ain't gonna never beat Jordan anyway, let's pad our stats. They could have did the same thing. You know, but it was an accurate statement. He supposed to just lie about it? No. I was tired of playing in the system. He said even before the season, he was ready to dip. You know what I'm saying? And people get mad at him. And he clarified him going to the Warriors. And people said, you know, how can you go to a team that beat him? He said, I didn't see the Warriors as a rival. He said, you know, San Antonio and Memphis, I hate them because I played them every year. We played the Warriors one year, and I had people I was cool on the team with. On that team, he said, I didn't hate them or view them as a rival. We lost to them 1 year. You know what I'm saying? And that's how he felt. People said, oh, you abandoned Russell Westbrook, but nobody looked at how Westbrook was being selfish. Westbrook was, you know, he talked about the Draymond Green situation where Draymond Green, and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but Draymond Green, and that I think was playing the Clippers or something like that, and he took the rebound and KD called for the ball, and he ran down the court and turned it over, and he ended up calling, you know, Kevin Durant a B word. Kevin Durant dealt with that every freaking day or every freaking game, 82 games a season, plus the playoffs with Russell Westbrook. That's how playing with Russell Westbrook was for Kevin Durant. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? And people still won't admit Russell Westbrook is not the way he playing now is not winning basketball. People still won't admit it. Do I like Westbrook as a player? He cool, but I wouldn't want him on my team. But remember Carlton snatched the ball from Will Smith. He got jealous when Will joined the basketball team. That's what playing with Russell Westbrook was like for Kevin Durant. And people get mad because Kevin Durant did what's best for Kevin Durant and went to the Warriors. He said, I didn't view him as whatever. It's a free agency. He do what he want to do. Why nobody got mad at LeBron for not sticking out almost in his hometown of Cleveland? That's all. It's right by Akron. I've been there a few times. Right by. Why nobody got mad? Like he said in the interview, why nobody got mad at LeBron for not sticking it out with Cleveland and going to Miami and forming a super team? The very same people who said, oh, LeBron was on that bull job when he did that. Oh, you know, he was a free agent, do whatever he want to do. And, you know, Dan Gilbert was a colonizer, this, that, and the third. Like I said, he said they didn't get mad at Boston when they did it. And you're a free agent. You can do what you want to do. Or you shouldn't. The reason why the media was mad at Kevin Durant. The reason why the media was mad at Kevin Durant, and the NBA allowed the media to beat up on Kevin Durant like they did no other. They didn't allow the media to really talk about Michael Jordan and why Michael Jordan left for two seasons. Just hint at you. Michael Jordan was doing the same thing, in my opinion, allegedly, that Pete Rose got banned from baseball with. That's why they probably made Mike sit out for 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? They don't want them. They covered the media from talking about Tim Donaghy and all the stuff the NBA had going on. They paid him to shut up. They paid Donald Sterling, you know, the old Clippers owner, you know, with his racist self. They paid him extra not to leak out the NBA secrets. But then again, they let the media ride on Kevin Durant. You know why the media rode on Kevin Durant? Because he denied LeBron James championships. Had Kevin Durant never went to the Golden State Warriors, LeBron James wouldn't be 3-9 in finals. LeBron James probably had 2 additional finals. Easy. And then they could spin it to him being the GOAT. That's why. Now, had Kevin Durant chose to had Kevin Durant went to Boston or the Lakers and did that, they wouldn't have been mad. But Golden State Warriors, that wasn't a team that they chose to be sexy. See, the NBA and the media, they only want places like Boston and LA and these old, you know, New York Knicks. If he did it with the Knicks and the Warriors was, the players on the Warriors was on the Knicks, and he went to the Knicks, they'd be praising him. But since it was the Warriors, you know what I'm saying, they weren't supposed to dethrone LeBron. that's why all the love for Kevin Durant turned into hate. It wasn't a situation where Kevin Durant got, was with Oklahoma City. He was like, if y'all don't trade me like equal dollar, I'm not playing until y'all trade me to the Warriors. No, it was his NBA right to go where he wanted to go to. But that's why the media hated him, because they love LeBron. Same thing with Jordan. That's why they created text and flagrants for Jordan, so he can win and break through. The media know LeBron get all the hits. People say, well, the NBA wasn't competitive, with Kevin Durant. The NBA ain't never been competitive, really. Never. It's been the same few teams over the last 30, 40, 50 years in the finals. Boston and the Lakers was in every finals in the 80s. Majority time versus each other. Jordan was in 6 finals in the 90s. Houston being in the other 2, and the Knicks and the Spurs being in the lockout year in 99. So don't give me that malarkey. The NBA never had parity like the NFL. And it's hard too with a 7-game series. At least in the first round, it used to be 5 games. It was more parity. But that's why Kevin Durant got all the hate. And also people, he speaks his mind. People say, oh, he's soft. No, you're supposed to speak your mind and stick up for yourself. He said he'd never get rid of those burner accounts. You supposed to stick for yourself. That ain't being soft. That's being outspoken. That's being a truth spitter. That's not letting people slander your name through the mud. Because the same thing they let LeBron get away with, they tax KD for. It's stupid. It's pure ignorance. They wanted Kevin Durant to stay in the Thunder with the Thunder, and he said, I knew he wasn't gonna win there in that system. I was tired of playing the system. They wanted Kevin Durant to stay with Oklahoma City, right? And lose. You know what I'm saying? They wanted him to stay in that system and lose. But they wanted LeBron to move to Miami. Like he said, I had to learn how to win from Dwayne Wade. What kind of stuff is that? How the #1 player in the world need to learn how to win from somebody else? So they wanted Kevin Durant to lose. People say, well, Cleveland didn't lose to Miami, but they deconstructed the team. That's worse than me. Build-A-Bear Workshop. They built the team workshop. They conspired to build a team because they couldn't win individually. Without Shaq, Dwayne Wade couldn't win. Chris Bosh was crying about being in Toronto. He couldn't win. LeBron couldn't get past Boston and Cleveland. He left the court crying and Delonte West banging his mama. He couldn't win. So 3 losers got together to win. Not at the end of their career. This wasn't no KG, Paul Pierce, where their window was small. And then they got together, and they still couldn't do it as good as Golden State. That's what really hurt people. Everything that Golden State was, with KD being there, Miami was supposed to be that and more. That's the facts. That's another reason they hated Kevin Durant for going over to the Golden State Warriors. Because people don't understand, LeBron could never thrive like the Warriors did with Kevin Durant, because all of them didn't need the ball to be successful. They can play without the ball. LeBron is one of the most one-dimensional superstars you've ever seen. Without the ball in his hand, LeBron is nothing, especially at this point. No defense, no nothing. If he don't have the ball in his hand, LeBron has no effect. He don't know how to move without the ball, come off screens, catch and shoot. And the one guy that tried to make him do that, David Black, he got him fired. See, they don't want to put LeBron dirty laundry out there. They want to make it seem like he this ultra, he this ultra super basketball player, but that's not the truth. Same thing with Jordan. Jordan had his holes in his game. You know what I'm saying? And without the NBA kind of giving them that push, who knows? Jordan might only got 1 or 2 finals. LeBron probably wouldn't have won none without the NBA. Like I said before, the NBA is one of the most rigged sports in everything. People see how the Simpsons predict stuff. All this stuff is predetermined, especially sports in NBA. The NBA is one of the most rigged sports you gonna find, man. But he talked about the Draymond thing too, man. And he basically said nobody on the team wanted to speak about it, and that they could have moved past, but it is what it is. Draymond did that because Draymond was jealous. That's just what it boiled down to. Draymond was jealous. He was crying because they knew Kevin Durant was going to leave. And like I said, they went to bed Kevin Durant and the Hamptons to come join the join the Golden State Warriors. And look at how karma worked, man. When you do good and bad, it don't necessarily come back right away, or it don't necessarily come back in a way that you wanted to come back in. Y'all feel me? But when it come back, you know it, and that's what Draymond Green get. Look at Draymond Green's season now. All that stuff he taught. We don't need you. We don't want you. We won before you. And look at Draymond Green now. Steph went down. Clay went down. Look at him. One of the worst players in the NBA. You think they rank him in the top 100 NBA players right now? He garbage. He's a dependent player. You know what I'm saying? He depended on somebody else. This is the perfect example of if a player don't go in the right system, he going to get marginalized. Draymond Green should be the poster boy. People talking about if Tom Brady didn't go to the Patriots, he wouldn't have been good. Well, what about Draymond Green? Look at Draymond. Hot garbage. You know how many times Draymond played me in FanDuel this year, man? Draymond is trash. You know what I'm saying? Draymond Green is an overplayed role player. And for him and Kendrick Perkins, he talked about Perkins and how him and Perkins ain't cool no more, and rightfully so. He talked about him and Kendrick Perkins, right? And about him, calling him out and saying why Westbrook was the greatest Thunder player of all time and all that baiting stuff Kendrick Perkins did. Kendrick Perkins and Draymond Green don't have the right to talk about an all-time great player like Kevin Durant. This is the God honest truth. They don't have the right. You know what I'm saying? They sit here giving an opinion, and both couldn't even average 10 points, 10 rebounds, on a team where they was the vocal point. You know what I'm saying? And when people show you their hand, and he said me and Perk and Draymond was close, and me and Perk family was good. But a lot of dudes, and this is a life lesson right here, man. And this is what I had to learn. A lot of motherfuckers that act like they got your best interest, and you act like you cool, and you cool with their family. You might go to a cookout and it's all love. A lot of them dudes, you got to watch out for hating tendencies. And I guarantee you, if Kevin Durant played close enough attention, he seen some hate in Draymond Green, and he sees some hate in Kendrick Perkins. If he really paid attention, he seen the hate in them. So this shouldn't be a shocker. They always been jealous of KD. You know what I'm saying? Act like they cool, but really want to be him. And he turned his back and they say something. Them dudes ain't thorough like that, man. They ain't thorough at all. So Kevin Durant learned the life lesson right there. Dudes that use you, act like they cool with you, and then, soon as stuff hit the fan, like, why don't you go on Twitter and say, oh, I'm going to tell you why Westbrook is the greatest Oklahoma City Thunder of all time. He can't even get out the first round. And he had another top 7, top 10, top 5 player in Paul George. Playoff packing Pete. And watch what Kawhi Leonard do with Paul George. That just shows you the caliber. That just shows you the caliber of player that Westbrook is. Westbrook ain't shit. I've been telling people that. You know what I'm saying? He's a stat guy. You ain't gonna win with him until he changes his game. But you gotta watch out for that. And he acting like he's so hurt that Kevin Durant left, and fuck them. Do what's best for you. Everybody want you to make everybody else happy. Look how he did Russell. Come on, I don't owe no loyalty to Russell. I signed this 4 or 5 year contract. I'm loyal to me. These dudes, these fans ain't even loyal to teams no more. One year they're a Thunder fan. Oh, Westbrook went to the Houston. He said, so it ain't no loyalty in the fan base. It ain't no loyalty with the players. It ain't no loyalty with the teams to the players and to the coaches. And everybody want Kevin Durant to be loyal to Oklahoma. Who want to be in Oklahoma City? I've been to Oklahoma City once, man. No offense to them. It's hella gloomy. Hella gloomy. But y'all know how the game go, man. And and people will get mad at KD, man, and they can get mad all they want to, But I support KD and what he did, because had LeBron did something, had he did the same thing, people would have been, praising LeBron James. So, like I said before, man, I seen LeBron, I seen Mike come up, I seen all these dudes come up in the league, man. And I'm telling you, bro, it ain't too much difference between none of it. If the NBA was organic, LeBron wouldn't have the 3 rings he got. Okay? And he wouldn't have the 3 rings he got. And Jordan probably wouldn't even have 6. And I'm just keeping it 100, man. But hey, it is what it is. I'll link the podcast in the description. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, response, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. We gone.